The Data Privacy Week wrapped up globally yesterday with a renewed call for individuals and businesses to respect privacy, safeguard data, and build digital trust. This year's theme, Take Control of Your Data, highlights the growing amount of personal information generated daily through smartphones, apps, websites, and other internet-connected devices. Experts say everything from online purchases and browsing habits to health data collected by wearable devices creates a digital footprint. While users may not control every piece of data collected, simple steps can help manage how information is shared. And for more on the Data Privacy Week, I'm joined by Data Protection Officer Medinatu Musa. It's good to have you join us on the news this hour. Nigeria has seen rapid growth in digital services like banking, fintech, e-commerce, and of course the social media. Talk to us about how this has really increased the risk to personal data, and if people are really aware about their data privacy rights.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me, and good afternoon, viewers. So the growth in these services has definitely increased the volume of personal data that is being collected, So they use new technology, which makes transactions faster and more convenient, but it also means more personal information is being stored and processed. However, the bigger issue is not just technology, it is how this data is handled. So under the Nigerian Data Protection Act, that is the NDPA, it says that organizations that decide why, how personal data is used are called data controllers. So while others that process the data on their behalf are data processors, they both have legal responsibilities to protect the data of the subject. In addition to this, the NDPA requires lawful processing, which means that personal data must be collected for a clear, specific purpose. It should be limited to what is necessary. Processing personal data should be done securely and kept only for as long as needed. So when it comes to your second question, in my view, awareness is actually improving, but it's still relatively low among the general public. So the Nigerian Data Protection Commission, that is the NDPCA, had the rally in Abuja yesterday, and they have decided to take this upon themselves. So it's one of the ways that the federal government has decided to be sure that there is awareness and has taken it upon themselves. Many Nigerians are not fully aware that they have rights under the Nigeria Data Protection Act, which is the NDPA, such as rights to be informed, the right to consent, the right to access their data. They can ask the data to be deleted or even corrected. People often assume that once they use a service, they have no control over their data, while in reality, the law recognizes them as data subjects with enforceable rights, sorry. And yes, so we see awareness through media discussions, regulatory efforts, and public education.
I mean, this raises question about how well people can protect their data, not just at the government level, but also individually. Let's talk about, your own knowledge in cybersecurity and what role it really plays in protecting personal data beyond just, having the knowledge about data protection laws at the individual level.
Okay, thank you for that question. So there are sections in the Nigerian Data Protection Act that mandates controllers and processors to ensure they put adequate technical or non-technical control in place. So this is for the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data. Those laws set expectations, but cybersecurity is what makes those expectations real. I mean, the measures in place that serve as controls is where cybersecurity play a major role. As a cybersecurity professional with experience in digital forensic and information security management system, I always say this: you cannot protect data with policy alone. So cybersecurity provides technical safeguards like encryption of data, both at rest and in transit, access control, monitoring to detect breaches early, incident responses to contain damage, and then, of course, digital forensic capability to investigate to what went wrong. So without cybersecurity controls, even organizations that comply on paper can still suffer data breaches, and that's why the NDPA defines the role. Cybersecurity enforces them. However, they must both work together. Thank you.
Well, MSMEs in Nigeria provide one of the highest, contribution to our GDP. When it comes to organization and businesses, do you see small-scale businesses in Nigeria and also large firms really taking data protection seriously?
Absolutely, yes. Although when the act was newly enacted in 2023, organizations did not take it seriously until companies were made to pay a huge amount of money as fine. So when the Nigerian Data Protection Commission fined MultiChoice and Meta, other companies started to ensure that they are compliant with the act. On top of that, organizations are mandated to file annual reports for audit with the support of DIPCO. So DIPCOs are approved compliance organizations. So the NDPC has approved some organizations which are called data protection compliance organization controllers. Processor must work with NDPC approved DIPCOs to ensure they file annual report. So with all of this mechanism from the commission, there would be increase of registration with with the NDPC, which means that they will take it more seriously than they used to. However, many
All
small and
right.
medium-sized businesses still struggle with this. Is it that they don't know how to go about it? But true data protection happens when organizations embed privacy into their operations
All right.
from system design to, yeah.
You're an expert, so I'm sure you could go on and on about how much knowledge people should have about protecting their data. But thank you for talking to us at this time. That's a fine place to leave it for now. Data Protection Officer Medinatu Musa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Bye.